Thank you, Chacham David, for recording the Shmirat lashon shiur. This is Shmirat lashon series part 47. Thank you all the Torah time listeners for listening. Thank you for joining the revolution of learning the Sefer Chafetz Chaim Daily Companion. Thank you, Hashem. Between America, Europe, and Eretz Yisrael, the movement is growing and growing. Right now, the stories of Rabbi Cheskel Menashe, of yeshuah that happen to people who start learning the Sefer Chafetz Chaim is being advertised in Eretz Yisrael every day in the radio station called Radio Kol Barama, which is across the country. That's how far the revolution is going. So join the yeshuot wagon and start learning the Sefer Chafetz Chaim Daily Companion. If you're ready to learn the Sefer, we are ready, Be'ezrat Hashem Bli Neder, to send you a free copy of Daily Companion to your house. Just email me, yaakovrahimi@gmail.com. And answer number 2, Chav Bet Shvat will be the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva. Rabbi Cheskel Menashe Shlita will be flown in all the way from Lakewood to England to daven for names that are submitted at the kever of the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva on the yard said Chav Beit Shvat. So please email me your names for tefillot, for zivugim, whatever it is. Email me, yaakovrahimi@gmail.com, your names. But there is one catch. There is one terms of a condition. Only send me your name if you're ready to be mekabel upon yourself to learn the Sefer Chafetz Chaim Daily Companion at least once. Once you are ready to take it upon yourself, send me as much names as you want. Don't be cheap, but take it upon yourself to learn the Sefer every single day. Today we're going to share with you, Rabotai, a powerful lesson that we learned from Parashat Lech Lecha, the power of closing our mouth. We know Lot was not a good guy, not the best guy. He was one of those Democrats, very, very bad guys. We know that he loved money, he stole, he lied. One example to show you how much he loved money, the Midrash brings down that while Hashem was destroying the city of Sodom, the corrupt, evil city of Sodom, and while Lot was in there, and Hashem saving Lot, says the Midrash, Lot was busy with trying to grab as much gold and silver as possible. He's literally supposed to run out. Every second left behind is very dangerous for him. Hashem is flipping over Sodom. What is Lot busy with? Oh gosh, my money, and he's trying to grab gold and silver. Who thinks about money at such a time? The answer is a person who's not a good guy, a person who has an obsession with money, too much of a taiva for kesef, and that's not a good sign. That's just one example how bad Lot was. So here comes the famous question. Why was Lot harasha? Zoche, why did he merit to run away from the city of Sodom while Hashem was turning over the whole city, while Hashem was destroying the city? And Lot wasn't a random guy in the city of Sodom. Lot was part of the corruption. He was part of the system. He was in the government. He was a shofet. He was a judge. So he wasn't just a random dude. He was part of the corruption. He was part of the problem. So why was Lot Zoche to leave Sodom and not die with the rest of the reshaim, of the wicked people, while Hashem was destroying Sodom? So the pasuk says in Parashat Lech Lecha like this: Vayizkor Elokim et Avraham, Hashem remembered Avraham. Vayishlach et Lot, and he sent malachim to take Lot mitoch ha'afecha, to take Lot out of the flipping of Sodom, out of the destroying the Sodom. Meaning the pasuk is saying Hashem remembered Avraham, and because of that Hashem sent messengers to redeem and save Lot away from Sodom and not get killed. So the question is, what connection does it mean that Hashem remembered Avraham to saving Lot? So Rashi says a tremendous lesson. What did Hashem remember about Avraham Avinu that connects to Lot to save him from death? נזכר שהיה לוט יודע ששרה אשתו של אברהם ושמע שאמר אברהם במצרים על שרה אחותי ולא גילה הדבר. Let's rewind, says Rashi. Many years back, Avraham Avinu, our father, and Sarai Imenu, our mother, had to go down from Eretz Yisrael to Egypt. They had to do a yeridah. They had to leave Eretz Yisrael because there was a famine. So they went to Mitzrayim. As they were by the border of Mitzrayim, Avraham Avinu was too scared to tell the Arab Egyptians that Sarai Imenu was his wife, because he knew the way it works over there is that if they're going to want your wife, they're going to kill the husband. So Avraham Avinu was too scared to get killed, so he told everybody there, this lady Sarah, that's not my wife. Achoti, she's my sister. And the plan worked. Eventually, the Dinah Baruch Hashem killed Avraham. They really thought it was his sister. And Avraham got matanot, he got presents from the Egyptians, and Avraham even walked out, like the Midrash says, Avraham Avinu left Mitzrayim wealthier than he walked in because they gave him so many gifts. But says Rashi, you know who else was with Avraham and Sarah to this trip to Egypt? Lot. And Lot knew the whole time that Sarai Menu is not the sister of Avraham. Sarai Menu is the wife of Avraham. Lot knew that, but Lot kept quiet the whole time. While Lot was in Egypt, he kept his mouth closed. He did not spill the beans. He did not give out the secret that really Sarah is the wife of Avraham. Everybody thought Sarah was the achot, Sarah was the sister, and Lot played along. So says Rashi, you know what Hashem remembered now while he's destroying the city of Sodom? You know what saved Lot? How many years back Lot was quiet. V'chas, and he did not give out the secret against Avraham Avinu. Shayachas elav lefikach. Therefore, now chas Hakadosh Baruch Hu alav. Hashem also had mercy on Lot, just like Lot kept his mouth closed next to Avraham Avinu and Sarah while they were in Egypt. Just like, even though, by the way, he had a big ta'ava for money, like we said. And when he saw in Egypt, while Lot was in Egypt, he saw how much matanot, how much wealth and gifts Avraham Avinu was getting. So there's no question he had a hard time, because if he saw so much money was given to Avraham Avinu, and all he has to do is say, by the way, it's Sarah is his wife, not his sister, and then chas v'shalom, they would have done something to Avraham Avinu, maybe Lot would have gotten all that wealth. But Lot still kept quiet. The Rasha still kept quiet. So because he kept his mouth shut, says Rashi, now when Hashem is destroying Sodom, he's flipping around the whole place. What saved Lot? Because he was quiet then. That gave him the zechut to be saved from death right now in Sodom. And that's what the pasuk says, V'yiskor Elokim et Avraham. Hashem remembered what Lot did for Avraham. And because of that, V'yishlach et Lot mitoch ha'afecha. Hashem pulled Lot out of the destroying of Sodom. This is a tremendous lesson. Because Lot closed his mouth, that saved his life. Even though he's a Rasha, even though he's part of the corruption of Sodom, he was literally the judge. He was part of the problem. But what saved him? Because many years back, he closed his mouth. And in merit of that, it saved his life. Rabotai, that's a tremendous lesson. On a smaller scale, this is a big scale. Lot, Rasha, getting killed, Mitzrayim, Sodom. That's a bigger scale. But how do we make it lemaaseh? How do we make it practical? Many times in life, Rabotai, unfortunately, the yetzer hara convinces a person to talk lashon hara, to talk big about another person, to make fun of them behind their back. But when one controls their mouth, even though it's hard, when one controls their mouth and actually does not speak about another person, who knows how much beracha, how much blessings it will pour on you and your family for years to come. Who knows how much lives you saved? Who knows how much refuah, how much salvation you brought to the world? Who knows how many couples that couldn't have children yet, but because you kept your mouth quiet, you did not speak lashon hara, how much beracha, how much shefa, how much blessings you're pouring on them right now. When a person keeps his mouth closed, it brings tremendous kochot and kedusha and siyata d'shmaya to the world. And we see for Parashat Lech Lecha, if Lot HaRasha, who was part of the system, got saved because he kept his mouth closed, how much more so lehavdil elef of the Lot, a good Yehudi who tries to learn, who tries to serve Hashem and controls their mouth not to talk lashon hara, how much more so is it going to give so much beracha and so much life to the world. And I want to end off with a story that I just heard from Yechezkel Menashe about another Jew, Baruch Hashem, that took the lesson of Chafetz Chaim Daily Companion and started learning every single day in such tremendous yeshuah. This specific lady is from the West Coast, and she sent over the story to her Menashe. We cannot tell you exactly what city because we're not allowed to, but we can tell you it's from the West Coast. And she started learning the Sefer Chafetz Chaim Daily Companion after listening to the stories of her Menashe on Stories to Inspire podcast. It's a very, very famous podcast organization called Stories to Inspire. So she heard how people who are learning Chafetz Chaim Daily Companion, they see tremendous beracha. Those who reduce the amount of lashon hara see tremendous blessing. So she took action. Listening is very good, but taking action is the next level. So as soon as she heard the story, she ordered from art school the Chafetz Chaim Daily Companion. And she decided, I'm starting to learn the Sefer. And as she said over the story like this, it is her, this woman said over the story, it's her and 4 other sisters. So you have 5 sisters. And she said, all of us have children and shidduchim, girls that are already getting older and nobody got engaged. So this woman told her, Yechezkel Menashe, she decided she's going to order enough Chafetz Chaim Daily Companions for all her sisters. And once a day, they're all going to get on a conference call and they're all going to learn the piece of the Chafetz Chaim Daily Companion every single day. And they're going to learn it consistently and they're going to reduce the amount of lashon hara they speak. And in merit of that, Bezrat Hashem, every single one of the sisters, their daughters hopefully will get engaged. And she said more than that. All the sisters also learned it with their husbands, which means once a day they all learned it together, all the sisters on the phone together on a conference call, and every husband and wife learned it together every single day. And Rabotai, Reb Cheskel Menashe told me that this lady told them from the West Coast, within 4 months, one of the sisters' daughters got engaged. Around 2 months later, another sister, one of their daughters got engaged, and a month and a half later, another sister, their daughter got engaged. You get the point, Rabotai. Here we go. Another tremendous yeshuah salvation. Nes Gadol Haya Po, or Sham in the West Coast. Here is more Jews that took upon himself to learn the Sefer every single day, reduce the amount of lashon hara, and boom, another girl engaged, and the Shev only beracha and happy marriages and many children. But Rabotai, that story is not surprising anymore. Those who follow over here the Shmirat Lashon series or Reb Cheskel Menashe, there's over 1,000 personal stories that Reb Menashe is in touch with of people that started learning Chafetz Chaim Daily Companion, reduced the amount of lashon hara, and they saw tremendous beracha in their life. So if you're ready to take upon yourself to start learning the Sefer, email me yaakov@gmail.com. We will try to ship you a free book to your house. And if you want your names prayed for by the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva, the yard set is Chav Bet Shvat. It's around the corner. Take upon yourself to learn the Sefer. Once you do that, send me your names, and your names will be davened for by the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva's Kever. Thank you so much for listening.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.